All right, so Mo just got back from Mexico, has been on a plane more than once over the course of the last couple of weeks, and there are just some things that are bothering him about plane travel.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I'm one of those people who just can't ever just have a smooth plane ride. When I hear people say it was a perfect flight, nothing went wrong, there was no issues, I don't know what that's like. I never experienced that. I always either get the person that's constantly kicking my seat, or the person that's constantly like pulling my seat down, or maybe they think that the little touch screen is more of a push screen and they're just banging me on the back of the head the whole flight. Like there's always something.
Can I tell you the fatal flaw that Tiffany and I made coming back from the West just a couple of days ago? So we were at the gate, and there was the cutest little girl. She must have been like 3 years old, right? Took a liking to Tiffany. So they're all hanging out at the gate, and they're playing with each other, and everything was great. And then we get on the plane, and that kid sat right behind us.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. It was fine while we were at the gate, but on a 5-hour flight with that kid behind you, not a great idea.
And I always feel bad for feeling bad, but I'm like, please, not me. And in this instance, I've never had this happen. This was the one thing that I never thought about. So this big guy, he's a really big guy, and he sits right in front of me, which I don't think anything of it, not a problem at all, until I finally find like a nice little movie that I want to watch. And for whatever reason, this guy has to lay like this, like with his head in his arm and his arm behind his head. But he's gripping the back of his seat.
Oh, yeah. So he's like stretching like his back?
Right, like I always side. I don't know what he's stretching, but I don't think he realizes that as he's gripping the back of his seat, that's my whole TV. Like that's
his big old mid is in front of your screen.
This man has the biggest fingers I have ever seen in my life. I have never witnessed anything like this, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't want to ask this guy to move. Like I felt like it would be rude of me to say, "Sir, can you take your big fingers off the TV screen so that I can watch my movie?" And I'm hoping that at some point he'll go, well, if I have a TV in front of me, then there must be a TV behind me, and I'm touching this guy's screen.
Nope.
I mean, he's like bringing the volume thing up. He's changing the brightness on my screen. Like, come on, dude. So after about 10 minutes, I literally had to tap this man on his fingers and just go, hey, sir, hey, man, it's a TV there, man. And he's, oh my God. So then he moves it. But then like 30 minutes later, he does the same thing. Like he forgot, or it's just his comfortable position. I didn't get it, but he would go right back to it. I had to ask this man twice to just please remove his fingers so I could watch a movie. And I feel like that only happens to me. No one else has ever had to ask somebody to remove their fingers so they can watch TV.
That's a new one for me right there. Now, I've never had that one happen. Davi?
Sometimes people will be like, have you seen this movie? And I'll be like, I saw half of it. Like, you literally only saw half. like not length, just half of the screen.
So I looked up some stories in order to make myself feel better and see if people have actually suffered worse situations on a plane than I have with fingers being on a screen. And it turns out that my situation wasn't so bad. There was a couple on Reddit that I don't know if you guys have ever heard of, but there was an actual flight and the propeller actually hit somebody on the plane. That's not the greatest of flights. A plane propeller broke off and hit a passenger. So like halfway through the flight.
So it was one of those little itty bitty like puddle jumper type deals?
Yep.
What the hell?
Hit the person in the chest. They survived, but that was a horrible plane ride, obviously. It was.
Jeez, I don't want a window seat anymore.
Yeah, I know. There was one when hail actually shattered the window, and they had to rush the person from the window seat because the air started seeping through the window.
Oh,
damn. That happened once. There was another horror story where the person that was sitting in the middle happened to be sitting with two people who got sick, and they both just threw up on the person in the middle at the same time.
No.
Two people you don't know.
Wow.
This one really blew me away. Do y'all know there was actually a snake on the plane incident? That was a real thing?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. There was a real Like not the movie you're talking about now.
No, not the movie. This actually happened in real life. A person dealt with a snake actually crawling under the seat on the plane. Dobby, you knew this? I didn't know that.
Like it was somebody was traveling with their snake and it got out. And but I do love the movie. I just, when I found out it was a real thing, I was like, now when something brushes against my leg on the flight, I'm going to wonder if it's a snake all the time.
I don't even think you got to worry about getting your money back on that flight.
Oh, with the finger one or the snake one?
The snake one.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Bert Show.